Did you know that Nutanix and MongoDB have joined forces to take the complexity out of MongoDB sharding? The Nutanix Database Service now integrates directly with MongoDB Ops Manager, making deployment and data protection painless. Hi, I'm David Teague, your friendly neighborhood technical marketing engineer here at Nutanix. With the latest release of NDB, we've integrated MongoDB Ops Manager, enhancing what NDB already did for MongoDB sharded databases. So let's jump in and see what NDB can do with a MongoDB sharded database and replica sets.
I've already created a software profile for MongoDB that we can use, so the first step is registering Ops Manager. From the NDB console, select the drop-down menu, go to Settings, and click the MongoDB Ops Manager section. Click Add Ops Manager and fill out the details: the name, the Ops Manager URL, and your public and private API keys. When that's correct, click Submit. NDB starts the registration immediately. You can track the progress by clicking the blue taskbar at the top. Once completed, the settings page will show that the connection is up and healthy. With our Ops Manager instance registered, we can provision our sharded database. Navigate to the Databases section, then click Sources. Choose Provision, MongoDB, Sharded Cluster, and click Start Provisioning. On this screen, provide a name and description for your cluster, and select the Nutanix cluster you want to install it on. If you have access to any Nutanix Cloud Clusters or NC2, as shown here on a different NDB instance, you can register them with NDB and install MongoDB in the cloud. NDB helps you enable the hybrid cloud efficiently without rewriting any code. Switching back to our original instance of NDB. Next, we'll select the network profile and the software profile. We'll continue by updating the NDB drive user password and adding the public SSH key we'll use to access the database VMs. Now we'll set the instance and database names, along with the admin credentials. Here is the exciting part: selecting the shard count. I'm going for the max and choosing 10 shards for this video. You can customize shard names, VM names, and choose the primary. You can also adjust the compute profile and set the initial size for the database instance, logs, and journals. Because of the shard size, I've decided to add 2 additional Mongos nodes to manage the traffic. Review the components by clicking View Details, then click Provision when you're ready. With a little video magic, the provisioning job is complete. This dashboard shows the time saved and every step NDB automated for us. NDB also supports MongoDB standalone and replica sets. Let's go through the process of provisioning a replica set, highlighting the similarities between the workflows. Once we select a replica set from the drop-down menu, we need to assign a name and choose the clusters. We have one NC2 cluster on AWS that we can use, as well as 2 on-premises clusters. We will distribute our replicas across the 2 data centers. After selecting our network profile, we can move on to the next step. On this page, we will choose our software and compute profile and set up our SSH key. We can add replicas here if we wish. In our case, we will position 2 of our clusters in Phoenix and 1 in Boston, making slight name adjustments before proceeding. Next, we reach the Replica Set Settings screen. As with sharded databases, we can decide whether to take backups from the primary or secondary nodes. We can designate a primary server, assign roles from the selection here to our replicas, and set server priority. Once everything is configured, we can continue to the next step. On this page, we'll set the database name in NDB and MongoDB, then select our database parameters profile, along with our database admin user and password. Moving on, we will configure our time machine options and select our service level agreement. We will choose an SLA that includes continuous backups. NDB backups are space efficient and leverage the Nutanix Cloud Platform snapshot technology. On the final page, we can enable MongoDB's native transparent data encryption if we have a key management server set up. We will also specify our preferences for automated patching by enabling both operating system and database patching. Then select a maintenance window for patching, which sets when the patches will run. You can create as many maintenance policies as you want to fit your environment. With all settings configured, we can initiate the provisioning process. Using a little video magic, let's look at the completed job and the steps it took to reach that point. NDB also applies all recommended best practices from both the vendor and Nutanix when provisioning any database. NDB goes beyond simple provisioning by offering production-ready data protection. For sharded clusters, which often present operational challenges during coordinated recovery, NDB now integrates with MongoDB's native Ops Manager backup APIs to enhance performance. To enable our time machine for backups, we first need to associate the database with the Ops Manager we registered earlier. Select the database, go to the Actions menu, and choose Associate. Select your Ops Manager, organization, and project. Paste in the link and API key to allow NDB to install the Ops Manager agent on the VM, then click Submit. Once the association operation is complete, we are ready to protect the data. Using the Actions menu again, choose Time Machine Enable. You can customize the name or keep the default. Next, decide where log backups and snapshots are taken. Using a secondary can help limit the load on your primary server. Now choose your SLA. You can define your recovery point objectives by setting the frequency of snapshots and log backups. Because NDB uses storage layer volume snapshots, your restore time stays consistent even as your dataset grows. This gives your team predictable recovery performance at any scale. If you ever need to recover, NDB supports point-in-time recovery for sharded clusters. We can do this from the database section by choosing Restore from our handy Actions menu. You can recover from any day and time that you have snapshots of logs and the database. Once you confirm your selection, NDB handles the rest. This process is fast, allowing you to recover terabytes of data quickly, using the Nutanix Cloud Platform snapshot technology, lowering your downtime during recovery, and getting you back online quickly. That's just a sample of what NDB can do for MongoDB databases. For standalone and replica sets, we support cloning of your source database, making it easy to create test environments for your developers and users. NDB can schedule automated refreshes of your clone from the source, ensuring your developers have up-to-date data to work with. We talked a bit about patching earlier during the replica set provisioning, and this is supported as well for standalone MongoDB databases, which allow you to use maintenance windows with schedules customized to your environment and patch the operating system on your database VMs on demand.
So that's how NDB simplifies the management of MongoDB database lifecycles by transforming complex processes into streamlined workflows. By integrating with Ops Manager, it enables faster provisioning and ensures robust recovery for your sharded databases. For standalone and replica set MongoDB deployments, NDB helps you create reliable, secure environments for your users.
Be sure to subscribe below so you don't miss a thing. Head over to nutanix.com/test-drive and take the new MongoDB Database Test Drive to experience this yourself for free.